What is up, guys? It's finally happening. Borderlands 3 is announced. Officially, the date is announced, and it is coming out September 13th, which is the 10-year anniversary for Borderlands 1, and it's coming out this year, 2019, September 13th for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and for PC on the Epic Game Store. And there's a whole lot of stuff, on that. A lot of people just want it on Steam. I get that, but we're not here to cover that. We're here to cover some of the stuff that we noticed in the trailer. So, first off, if you want the Borderlands Maya shift code for the skin, that will be plastered on the screen right now, so you can actually type that in. It will also be in the description, so you can just copy it, or maybe I'll put it in the comments so you can copy it, because I don't know if you can copy a description, but you can copy it from there, and then you can paste it onto the website, or maybe you can pause the video right here and then just put it in on your game, turn on your console, your PC, put it on the game, and then type it in yourself. So that is there. But now let's go ahead and look at some of the things that I noticed. And this video will not have Borderlands 1 gameplay because it's not downloaded yet, for one, and for two, I'm sick with the flu, so if I sound a little weird, it is because I currently have the flu, trying to get over it. So there's also going to be a lot of cuts because I can only stay here and do this for so long at once. So if I come back and sound drained, probably just got sick. Alright, so first off, we have them showing the characters and their names. So prior to this, we only had the leaks to confirm their names, and with this, we actually got confirmation that, the leaks were even more true. Assuming that they were right in the little bits that they were at the beginning, they would be right the rest of it. But you'd think maybe they would change their names to discredit whoever released the leaks, potentially. But we do have confirmation of the characters' names. So we do have the bot jock, Mose. So that is confirmed that that is their name. And then we have the Beastmaster, who is now known as Flak, or FL4K. So, yeah, this is Beastmaster, and that's all we knew him as, according to the leaks. So we now know his actual name. I think the only person that we don't know the name of now is we don't know what Zane is going to be. So will he be the spy? I don't remember if those were in the leaks or not. Here we actually have this Skag that is partnered up with Flak, or FL4K. I'm not sure what they're going to be calling him, so I'm probably just going to refer to him as Beastmaster until then. And the Skag has the hearts, and I just thought that this picture was funny and that I should include it. So once again, we don't really see the Siren use her powers. Amara simply does this hand thing, and there's a few pictures in here that kind of show you what she can do. But it doesn't really tell us what she can do, and I've kind of noticed that with each of these characters, and we'll go over that at the end of this video. So here we have the first look at her power. And remember from the other trailer, there was the little scene of her slamming this orb into the ground. That appears to be what's happening, except now it's with 6 fists, and it does let off an explosion as if it were a ground pound. But also, in the other trailer, we had it seem like she could make someone float. So, yeah, let's also look at this next picture. So a little bit further in the trailer, we are going to skip around just a little bit just so I can keep the story kind of consistent on what's happening. But we have Amara using her ability. She's kind of taking up most of the screen, and we see here that she's using her ability, but she's still wielding her gun. She's not hopping in the air. So maybe this means that, the abilities do different things depending on what you're doing. So if you're shooting, it does something different. If you're jumping, you do a ground pound. If you're sliding, you do something else. Maybe you release shockwaves as you slide, something to that effect. All that being said, just speculation on my part, but here we have Zane confirming that that is his name. And he actually has a different ability in this trailer as well. Unfortunately, this was the best picture I could get, and it's Zane using this bot, and in another scene we see the bot follow him around. I didn't get a screenshot of that, but it appears as if him being labeled the spy, he won't be doing going invisible like the assassin or having a double like the doppelganger, but he will just have different gadgets, because here we see the drone. In the other scene, we see him go clone himself. So we really don't know what this character can do. And he's been labeled as a spy, and people are kind of saying that he uses gadgets and not just one ability. So I actually forgot to include this, but the reason that I mentioned that the characters are doing different things besides the bot jock. So the bot jock just has the bot. That's pretty much it. Just has the mech. But we see the other characters like Beastmaster using 3 different characters in the other trailer. So he has a skag, some kind of new creature, and a spider ant. And then we see the spy or Zane using some little drone thing, potentially cloning himself or making a hologram of himself. And then we see the siren doing this ground pound. And then we also see her using it while she's having her weapons out. And then there's another scene where she kind of disappears from frame after using it. So it's not really 100% sure what's happening. So potentially this could be the first ever Borderlands game where the characters have branched abilities. So instead of them having like each individual branch, maybe they have like at the beginning of the branch they choose what kind of ability they want to do. So where your main ability is that you get at level 5 right at the top, maybe there's 3 of those and you get to choose one as your main one. Or maybe the end of each branch significantly changes your ability. I couldn't really see that with Beastmaster just because he has such different things that I don't know if working all the way to the end of a skill tree would be that beneficial. I think at the beginning, depending on what you're going up against, depends on what you would use. So I think that would be very interesting, at least for Beastmaster and for Zane. I'm not really 100% sure about the Siren. That would be kind of weird for a Siren character considering they have kind of known abilities, but we do see the one where she's holding someone in her hand. She's, ground pounding, and then she's using it when she has a weapon. So maybe she has a branch skill tree. Most Sirens only have, their one ability that we've seen so far in the games. Or maybe Amara just has mastered the ability of being a Siren. Who knows? But then we also see Zane having a hologram, a little drone thing, and potentially something else. The only one that we don't see do anything else is the bot jock, but maybe she has alternative bots that we haven't really paid attention to. Maybe one can hold a friend and has a machine gun and it uses machine guns. Maybe one focuses more on rocket launchers and blast damage. Maybe one uses elemental effects like a flamethrower or a corrosive acid sprayer or a shock coil, something like that. And that would be pretty cool to see on the bot jock, but that part is purely speculation. And honestly, the whole branched starting abilities is completely speculation. But I think it's something that we should think about. And yeah, that's pretty much what I just forgot to mention. So enjoy the rest of me being continuously sick, feeling a little better when making this part, but you're about to hear sick me again. So I apologize. So here we have some new bosses potentially, and I just want to show these off really fast because I thought that they were cool. We have the Malawan looking boss with what appears to be acid or corrosive coming off of them, so that's pretty cool. Then next up we have this weird creature which is like a lion thing. I don't even know, and it has armor on it. It's also wielding a gun, so who knows what's happening with that. Then we also see the Crimson Lance. Now this is in the scene where it says that we will be going against the Cataclysm twins, which are the 2 main villains, the male Siren and the female Siren, who are the new bad guys of Borderlands 3, some kind of cult of some sort. And it says, going up against them, it says versus the twins and friends. So it shows their friends, which was the giant Malawan robot, the picture that we just looked at of the lion, and then we come and look at this picture, and it shows the Crimson Lance. Now, the Lance were an enemy in Borderlands 1. They were with Atlas. They were an enemy because of General Knox and whatnot. And now Atlas is presumably run by Reese, and the Crimson Lance was last run by Roland. And at the end of Borderlands the pre-sequel, we see Lilith commanding some Lancers to kill Athena, and we really don't see Athena in the trailer. Of course, we know that she doesn't die by the end of the pre-sequel a little bit, but we do see the Lance shoot, so she is controlling them. So it makes you wonder if how much after does Borderlands the pre-sequel ending take place according to Tales of the Borderlands. Maybe Reese takes over afterwards. Maybe there's the Crimson Lance and Atlas. Maybe they're different, but they're kind of a play on each other. Not really sure. I don't want Atlas to be bad guys, but I don't know what they're going to do with this. So I'm kind of interested to see what's going to happen with these characters. Are Atlas going to be good? Are Atlas going to be bad? Because Zero is with Atlas, so is Zero going to be a bad guy or a good guy? Or maybe Reese doesn't own Atlas anymore. Maybe between the time where he didn't have a mustache and grew a mustache, he got rid of Atlas. There's just a million things that could be happening here, and I hate it, and I can't wait to see what it all means, really. Once again, I apologize for sounding so sick. I feel a little better now from the last part that you just saw. But here we have this thing, which once again has the midget on its shoulder, and it looks like a giant humanoid Goliath thing. I don't even know, but it was also in the list of the friends of the enemies. And now we see this part. So the screen flashes these images and it says discover new worlds. So we're obviously, or apparently, not obviously, because nothing's obvious because these are trailers, but apparently we're going to be leaving Pandora. And, there's been discussion of this being Malawan City. I think IGN reported that it could be Prometheus. I don't know anything about that. Apparently that's something to do with Battleborn. I don't know anything about that. But this is very Malawan-esque. And it says discover, and then we see the other one flash new. It's also showing the Malawan City. And then we see worlds, where we see this planet in the background, potentially the moon that we were on, Pandora's moon, in Borderlands pre-sequel. That would be cool to go back there. And then we also see this image where I timed it really bad, but it was flashed very quickly, and it just flashed the word worlds, and then we see this planet that is definitely not Pandora, because Pandora is very much so dirt. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then it showcases some of the things we'll see on these planets. And nothing in Pandora is ever really friendly. So there's these cute, adorable, little, probably deadly dinosaur things that look pretty cool. And then we also see whatever this is. It is in the middle of a jump during the screenshot. And then we see this picture of Atlas. And then we also see more Malawan-looking buildings, but they're all kind of red. It all has a red vibe. So maybe the other picture is an Atlas Corporation kind of thing. Or maybe it's not, and maybe they just look kind of similar. But you can actually see that something's kind of blown up there at the top. So who knows what could happen with that. And yeah, that's pretty much all that I saw from this trailer, really. I really don't have much time to go over it because I'm getting sicker and sicker by the minute. Actually, not by the minute. I'm actually on the road to recovery, but I've just, I'm sleeping a lot and I don't have really time to go over this. But there were leaks about this the other day that I was going to cover, but it's out now. and I really don't mind being a day behind. There's also rumor that Borderlands 3 will be cross-platform, and if that is the case, I'll be extremely happy because I know I have a ton of friends that went over to PlayStation, so they can now play Borderlands with me, while I play on Xbox One and they play on their PlayStation 4, so that is cool stuff. Alright, so that pretty much does it for this little breakdown. Once again, I'll put the code on the screen. But if you actually look in the background of the concept or the cover art for Borderlands 3, you'll see a ship, and the ship is flying into space, which also hints at us leaving Pandora. I know it's kind of confirmed with them saying that we'll be discovering new worlds and that we see the Malawan City or the Atlas City or both. Maybe they're on different planets. Maybe we go back to Helios. That'd be pretty cool. And then there's also the moon that we could visit. And I would love to have the option to visit all these places. Hopefully they implement a fast travel system that will be nice and kind of easy to use. Much like, I kind of like the Destiny 1 way of traveling. So you kind of just, maybe not, you sit in space and then choose where you want to go. Maybe they have this thing where you simply go to the fast travel machine, select your planet, select where you want to go, that sort of thing. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this game. And sorry I keep saying and it's just getting worse. I'm starting to feel really bad again. I've been awake too long watching these trailers and breaking them down. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching this. If you guys did enjoy this video, or if you saw something in this that you didn't notice the first time, or maybe you saw the code, you got the code, be sure to hit that like button, consider subscribing, and click the notification bell so you know if I want to make new videos like these, because I'm going to be making a lot of these. Anytime there's new Borderlands news, even if there's a new community skin, I'm going to be covering that, because Axton is my favorite character, and he's the next skin that's going to come out probably, unless they do Krieg or Necromancer first. But anyways, yeah, so those videos will be out soon. I'm going to be covering my thoughts on Borderlands Remastered pretty soon, hopefully. I plan on playing that today. I plan on having fun playing it, and I may stream it later. So I know I said I was going to stream it originally, but I may stream it later just because I'm sick and I can't really do commentary. It would mainly be the people I'm playing with commentating, because I'm not going to be commentating all that much because, once again, I'm sick. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that in this video. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you guys in the next breakdown or the next Borderlands video. Bye, guys.